In today's video, I'm going to reveal to you the missing link between you and the reality that you want. The first thing that you need to understand for this is that there is more to you than skin, bones, and thoughts. You are not just a body walking through the world. You are a whole energy field that is layered and intelligent and responsive and interconnected and constantly in dialogue with the universe and God around you. And the reason your reality feels off, chaotic, or maybe incomplete to you at times, it is because no one ever taught you how to understand the parts of you that aren't physical. You've been taught how to care for your body, maybe even your mindset, right? But rarely are you shown how to care for your field, which is your energy body. That is the part of you that holds the blueprint for your entire life. You see, you exist across three planes of reality: physical, mental, and spiritual. And they are not separate. They are existing and happening simultaneously, which also means that they interact constantly at all times. And when you're disconnected from one or more, you start to feel disoriented because your soul doesn't just exist in your thoughts or in your flesh, it exists across dimensions and all of them matter. So let's dive into them. First, we have the physical plane, which is the layer that you're most familiar with, obviously. It's the body that you can touch. It's what you feed, it's what you dress like, it's stretching, moving, and it's governed by your lower mind, meaning that it's concerned with survival, with action taking, with what you can see and do, and so on. But this is only the densest layer of who you are, because what you call solid matter is actually energy vibrating at a very slow frequency. And at a subatomic level, your body isn't even solid. It's actually space and frequency and movement. That's also not some spirituality woo woo concept, that's just quantum physics. So, the thing that you need to remind yourself of for the physical plane is that the physical body is not your limitation. It's just your vessel. It's just your soul having a human experience. But that is not the full story yet. Next comes the mental and also emotional body, also known as the mental plane. This is the layer where your thoughts are, your emotions, and your patterns live. It's your middle mind, kind of. This plane is subtle but powerful because it's where your potential begins to form. So your thoughts live here before they ever become actions, right? For something to become a reality, you first have to have thought it. Your emotions live here as well before they ever become symptoms in your body, right? And everything you're experiencing in the physical began here first. Because remember, thoughts become things. The things that we want to attract have to be thought first before they can materialize. So the mental plane is like the blueprint to the house. It's not the house itself, but it dictates how the house is built. The issue is most people live stuck in the mental plane without understanding its real influence. So you're caught in thoughts that aren't even your own. And then you loop around in fear, doubt, comparison, competition, and wonder why your outer world only reflects chaos. But you need to understand that your thoughts are not passive. They are magnets. They are attracting what is going on up here. They act like magnets, which means that they send instructions to your cells, your hormones, your frequency, and the universe listens and reacts to it. And then there's the spiritual plane, the one most people are the least connected to, but actually crave the most because at the very core, we are a soul. So we crave the spiritual the most. That's because in our essence, we're actually very spiritual beings, right? So the spiritual plane is the realm of your higher mind and the soul essence that existed before your body and will exist after it. The spirit body, in this case, is the immortal self, the divine spark, the non dual layer of your identity, if you will. It's where you remember that you are not separate from anyone or anything. Everything is one, everything is in unison. It's basically the part of you that never forgot where you came from. And you have probably heard the sayings that that state that you're just a spiritual being having a human experience, like I mentioned before. And your soul is here to remind you what your human forgot. So, with this being said, you can already imagine that the spiritual plane is not being governed by logic. It's governed by unity, by truth, and unconditional love. And when you access it, you remember that you are not your thoughts or your past or your trauma or anything like that. You are the consciousness behind all of it. But here's where it gets even more powerful. These three planes, body, mind, and spirit, don't exist in isolation. They are housed within your energy field, which is a multi layered electromagnetic shell that surrounds and interacts with every single one of them. So you've probably heard the word aura, right? It's trending on TikTok and wherever. That's what we're talking about. This field is not just for decoration, it's not decorative. It's pretty functional. And what's so cool about it is that it is both a receiver but also a transmitter. So it picks up information from the environment and it broadcasts the frequencies that you emit, which are your beliefs, your emotions, your desires, your fears, like we spoke about in the other videos. And that means that your energy field is not passive, it is actually very dynamic and is constantly shaping your reality. This is why you can walk into a room and literally feel the tension before anyone speaks, or why someone's presence can feel either uplifting or completely draining to you. Why a childhood memory stored in your emotional body, in your subconscious, can still trigger physical symptoms today. That's why you can still become sick and ill, because it's that serious. Because all of it, your chakras, your auric layers, your subtle bodies, they all are in constant communication with each other. And while we're at it, your chakras also are not just colorful spinning wheels that you've seen in graphics, right? They are real portals. They are actually parts of your body. They are energy centers that take in and emit energy as well. And they interact with every single plane of your being, just like your energy field does as well. And different aspects have different effects on them too. For example, your emotional wounds affect your heart chakra, your truth affects your throat chakra, your safety affects your root chakra. They are not spiritual fluff stuff. So some people make them to be, but they are actually energetic command centers that more of you should take very seriously. Then, I've mentioned before, so you have your auric field, which consists of the layers of light surrounding your body and stores your emotional imprints, so your ancestral codes, your unhealed traumas, your highest potential, and so on. So it's constantly absorbing and releasing data, which is why your outer world is a direct reflection of your energy field. So remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. The world you live in is not random. It's just reactive to your internal state. So it reflects back what you carry in your field, what you believe in your subconscious, what is going on within your internal, whether you're aware of it or not. This is why you don't just heal by changing your thoughts. This is why you don't just heal over time. You heal by clearing the emotional static, by reconnecting with your spirit body, by regulating your nervous system, by aligning your frequency with your truth, by nurturing your energetic ecosystem. Because all systems in the body, your endocrine system, immune system, lymphatic system, circulatory system, digestive system, are all not just physical. They are all energetically coded. Again, a reminder from my other videos, every organ, every gland, every cell is both biological and vibrational. So if one system is dysregulated, your energy body compensates. But compensation always has a cost. The more your field is taxed, meaning the more your body's areas have to compensate for another one, the more disconnected and symptomatic you become. Makes sense, huh? And the bad news is that you weren't built for that disconnection. You were built for integration. The most important thing that you have to keep in mind from this video is if you only focus on one plane, that's when you stay fragmented. If you only treat the body, that's when you miss the root of it all. If you only live in your head, you bypass your embodiment and your identity shift completely. If you only escape into spirit, you avoid action because true power lies in the integration of all, of everything. So, in using all three planes as one, it's in healing your energy body as the foundation of your health, your alignment, your manifestation, and your fulfillment. That is why in my Coming Home to Yourself membership, I integrate everything into one: psychology, personal development, spirituality, everything regarding neuroscience, because it's not only interesting, but it is needed for you to master your reality and create a reality that you actually desire. Because you're not actually creating it, you're just shifting what is already around you and possible for you, right? So if you've ever felt like you're doing everything right and still feel stuck, this is your missing puzzle piece. It's time to stop seeing yourself as a single layer and start seeing yourself as a fundamental and multidimensional field that you are. You are body, mind, and spirit combined. You are vibration, frequency, and light combined. And when you learn how to work with your full energy body, not just one part of it, you will be surprised how quickly reality begins to respond to you in a completely different way. And that's what we're all about in a membership. So get in.